This is Rob Tobert for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Delighted to be joined here in Las Vegas by the Haymaker, David Haye. How you doing, David?
I'm good, all is well. Yeah, feeling nice, enjoying Vegas.
How you been getting on? As I understand, you've been playing a bit of poker.
I have. I've been at the World Series of Poker, playing some tournaments. I did one. Yeah, I cashed for the first time yesterday. When I was in Manila a month ago, I cashed. I came 28th in the tournament out there, and I cashed. I came 28th again. So that was good here out of like 900 people. So I was happy with that. I've been putting in the hours, putting in the work, and I'm getting the results now. So I've got a big tournament, the Goliath tournament in Coventry, in the end of July, which is the biggest poker tournament outside of Las Vegas. So I'm using the World Series of Poker as sort of sparring and preparation, so I can go into that and actually kick ass.
I like that sparring and preparations, just carrying the same boxer mentality. You never fought in Las Vegas in your distinguished career. Do you regret that, looking back on it?
There was no big heavyweights at the time in America that warranted me coming over and fighting. The belts are in Russia, in Germany, and in the UK. So there's never been a need or a want for me to fight in Vegas. I always wanted to because it's cool to fight in Vegas, but there was no fighters that could have justified me coming over here and fighting. I could fill out big stadiums in the UK. So to come over to America, where I don't really have a massive fan base compared to the UK, didn't really make sense.
Now, a fight that is happening in Las Vegas: Tyson Fury versus Tom Schwartz. What do you make of that fight?
I make the same. I keep saying I make the same thoughts I had before the Andy Ruiz Jr. Andy Josh fight. When that was announced, I'm like, okay, it's the same as I heard with. I feel with this Tom Schwartz. But when you look at Tom Schwartz, he's a big guy. He's over 6'5". Undefeated. It could be a problem. If Andy Ruiz was a problem the other day, and if you look at him, he doesn't look like he'd be a problem. But for some reason, his boxing IQ has just been vamped up, and I expect a good fight. I expect this Tom Schwartz to take so much confidence from that fight against Andy Joshua and Andy Ruiz. He'll think it can be done. The giant can be toppled. I'm going to be the second. I'm going to upset boxing just like this guy did. And Andy Ruiz Jr. doesn't have any of the physical advantage, the physical tools compared to some of the other heavyweights in the division. But he's got that heart. He's got that spirit. And Schwartz could have that. Maybe he does. Maybe he's got all he needs to really pull off another mega massive upset. Maybe it's the era of upsets. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it way more now because of what happened with Andy Ruiz. If Andy Ruiz would have got knocked out in one round, we all knew this was going to happen. We'd be all here again. We know it's going to happen. It's going to happen what happened to Andy Ruiz the other day. No, so it's an exciting time in the heavyweight division.
Now, do you think that, you make a good point about Tom Schwartz probably being buoyed by the Andy Ruiz result? Do you think Tyson Fury will be extra concentrated, extra focused on the back of that Andy Joshua loss?
Without a doubt, deep down, any fighter, who's fighting an unknown fighter, watching that Andy Ruiz fight will think, well, I got to take this guy seriously. I know Tyson Fury has a very good team. We won't allow him to take shortcuts, but off the back of his last fight against Wilder, he's in a good place. It's a good thing he's had that fight against Wilder, because I don't believe Tom Schwartz is as good as Wilder. On paper he got a draw, so I believe that Tyson Fury will win the fight, probably on points.
Now, you mentioned the Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz fight. You famously, in your kind of the second phase of your career, were lobbying for the Anthony Joshua fight. You said that was a good fight for you, good style fight. Did the flaws that we saw against Andy Ruiz reflect what you initially saw in Anthony Joshua?
Yeah, no. I think, with my style has always been to be the faster man. And I always found against bigger, stronger men, which most were in the heavyweight division that I fought, my speed counteracted their strength and their size and weight. And I know I would never have been able to go, roughhousing with Anthony Joshua because he's just too strong. But I never roughhoused Valiev and was able to get the win. You know, a lot of the fighters at heavyweight that I beat, I didn't beat them through my physical strength. It was just speed and explosive punching power. Kept it clean. So, you know, Andy Ruiz isn't known as being a big puncher. He doesn't have a big puncher's record. So, what I believe was the key for him was the speed. The shots that Anthony Joshua didn't see are the shots that hurt him. And my opponents, whenever I've spoken to my opponents after the fight, they all said the same thing: is they couldn't see the shot coming. They didn't know where it was coming from. That was my skill, and I always thought that would work against someone like Anthony Joshua. But we'll never know now. But Andy Ruiz found out that he throw punches in clusters, and you know, Anthony Joshua seemed like the secret code to crack Anthony Joshua, and he seemed like he had it on the night. You know, Anthony Joshua's going to need to really have a little revamp. Him, Robert McCracken, his whole team need to all sit down and be honest with each other and say, right then, we need to be more comfortable in the scenario you saw in the ring. We need to be more comfortable in that. So you need to replicate that in training. It's going to be horrible, not going to be nice. He's going to get busted up in sparring a lot. He need to be tired when he's sparring. I think for me that was tough. You know, I was fortunate. Adam Booth used to make my sparring scenarios very uncomfortable. So come fight night, I feel comfortable, and hopefully Anthony Joshua respects McCracken to allow McCracken to put the sparring partners that probably Anthony doesn't want to spar with because it's just horrible and he won't feel like he's going to get any confidence from it. But you got to go through a real awkward, horrible stage. And I remember before I fought Chisora, you know, Chisora has a style I don't like, a come forward fighter who's super strong and hard to knock out. It's like a nightmare for me. So I brought in Carlos Takam, and he was horrible. I sparred him, so he was just there, kind of hitting him, and I had big gloves, and I couldn't do anything. It just felt horrible every day until maybe 6 weeks after I got used to the horrible feeling I got from the first day. I was like, I can't handle these big guys. They're too strong. And but slowly but surely, I got comfortable with it. And come fight night, it felt really easy, and it wasn't an effort. Whereas if I'd have fought Chisora without that hard sparring, it might have been a different situation. It might have been very, very different. So I definitely feel that Anthony Joshua needs more uncomfortableness when he in sparring. He's in shape. He hits the pads nice. Hits the bags nice. Probably skip for an hour. Physically. He doesn't need to work on anything. It's just that boxing thing, the fighting. It's like a jiu-jitsu player not rolling with someone. You know, competitively outside of a competition scenario, you have to do things competitively at a real high level behind closed doors. And if you avoid that bit, it'll get smoked out big time.
Okay, well, David Haye, thanks very much for your time. Thanks, always a pleasure speaking to Boxing Social.
Anytime.